It is prime time here on Maisha TV, time to inform you on what's happening in the country and beyond. Hustlers borrow over 400 million shillings in less than 24 hours as JLAC recommends a suspension of 4 IEBC commissioners. Much appreciations for joining me for a comprehensive, informative, bold bulletin, Maisha Prime News, where we bring you the truth with our aim being to inform and educate you on stories making headlines in Kenya and beyond. Coming up.
How do you want to remove commissioners on account of Chebukati?
Sir, the respondent is not here.
And that guidance is what we needed before we can proceed. And the guidance has just been given.
We promise we are going to do it without fear or favor, without intimidation, without coercion, without undue influence or any other negative influence that may come along.
The National Assembly Justice and Legal Affairs Committee recommends the suspension of the 4 dissenting Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission commissioners. And
toka 1% mpaka 0.002%. Kumaanisha ya kwamba Hustler Fund is 500 times cheaper than the average lender in the market. Na kwa sababu hiyo kwamba Wakenya wengi walihangaika na mambo ya Shylock, anakuitisha 10% per day. Akikuonea huruma 5% per day. Wale lenders wengine 1% per day.
Kenyans borrowed 408 million shillings from the Hustlers Fund within 24 hours of its launch. Plus,
as we all know that gender-based violence comes in all forms, and when we have this, we lead to the spread of HIV infections and also new unintended pregnancy among our young girls and women. And for that, today we are trying to see on how ways we are going to curb this issue of gender-based violence in our communities, and that our girls and also the men we have around can learn.
Activists call for protection of children against gender-based violence and HIV. Welcome. My name is Shelby Jr. Now we kick off our bulletin with the electoral body news, where the 4 embattled Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commissioners will now have to face a tribunal over their conduct in the August 9th elections. And as reader Chebet Kerin reports, the Justice Committee of the National Assembly says all 4 petitions by Republican Liberty Party, Reverend David Nthumbi, Geoffrey Lagat and Steve Owor had enough grounds to warrant the information of a tribunal.
How do you want to remove commissioners on account of Chebukati?
The National Assembly Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, JLAC, on Thursday, Parliament recommended the suspension of the 4 dissenting Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC) commissioners.
I'm here on behalf of Juliana Cherera.
The report, compiled by JLAC under its chairperson George Murugara, requested President William Ruto to form a tribunal to investigate the IEBC Vice Chairperson Juliana Cherera, Irene Masit, Francis Wanderi and Justus Nyagaya over their alleged misconduct in the last general election.
Before he addresses the committee, we need to know whether we are properly constituted, because what they cited is that we lack jurisdiction.
I'm not going to raise any issue of jurisdiction further. Having been raised and decision having been given.
The resolve was a culmination of sessions held for the past week in which the aforementioned commissioners were summoned to appear before the committee in defense of the accusation level against them. Cherera and the three commissioners were accused of gross misconduct and incompetence in managing the operations of the electoral body. However, the commissioners failed to appear before the JLAC committee, which prompted the members to proceed with the process of compiling the report without their input. According to their lawyers, JLAC committee lacked the jurisdiction to prosecute the petitions against them. In a statement presented before the committee, Commissioner Irene Masit's lawyer hinted at pursuing redress in court over the petitions.
The end of this process, as is envisaged in the standing orders and the Constitution, may very well reach the desk of this person who was called this official's rogue. That's why I'm bringing that. So we need further and better particulars on this issue of rogue.
The decision to snub the committee sessions followed an earlier appeal by former Prime Minister and Azimio la Umoja Chief Raila Odinga, adding the four commissioners to boycott the summons. Consequently, members of the JLAC affiliated with the Azimio coalition staged a walkout from the committee sessions, arguing that the committee was hell-bent to see the removal of the dissenting four without according them a fair hearing.
Protocol officer, the respondent is not here.
Would be constrained to say that we would not be able to proceed henceforth before the committee.
And that guidance is what we needed before we can proceed. And the guidance has just been given. So it is not possible to proceed.
And our right cannot be negated by the laziness, the ineptness, and the disgust at which the four have demonstrated.
Upon approval by members of the National Assembly in the plenary, the President will gazette their suspension and subsequently form a tribunal to investigate into their conduct.
The hearing would have proceeded if Council and Ms. Juliana Cherera were here, but now that they are not here, we take it that they do not wish to make any representations. Believe you me, what we shall present to Parliament will be very well considered, and we promise we are going to do it without fear or favor, without intimidation, without coercion, without undue influence or any other negative influence that may come along.
Be able to finish what they are doing within their corporation and bring us views which are properly articulated by that organization. It would be fair that way.
Through you, Chair, I wanted to know from this representative of the Youth Council, since he represents a body corporate, whether he has any formal request in the manner that body corporate makes its communication, whether he has any even formal request that he has already made for such extension of time. And if he hasn't, then perhaps, Chair, it would be prudent to let him go and formalize whatever request that he's making before us orally in the manner that that organization makes its formal communication.
The resolve of the JLAC came amid threats by the opposition faction to hold national-wide demonstrations to oppose the move to impeach Cherera and her colleague commissioners.
These people lost elections badly.
Raila, while announcing the postponement of the scheduled consultation rallies, reiterated the ruling side was determined to settle political scores against Juliana Cherera for the role they played in the August election. Raila also alluded to a plan aimed at influencing the outcome of the 2027 general election.
An independent electoral commission is the referee. It cannot be appointed by a player. Cannot accept that on top of that they will add insult to injury by sending away these other commissioners and then imposing on Kenyans a user-friendly commission to them. This is not acceptable. And therefore we have said we are going to consult widely with the people of Kenya. We will not allow the Kenya Kwisha regime to impose a commission on the people of Kenya. That is not acceptable.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television, I'm Rida Chebet Kering.
All right, now while the world has focused on the COVID-19 pandemic for nearly 3 years, less and less attention is being paid to HIV. However, HIV is still a global problem. In 2021, according to the United Nations, 38.4 million people were living with HIV. Over 650,000 died from AIDS-related illnesses and 1.5 million became newly infected. Nerima Wekesa with more.
While the world has focused on the COVID pandemic for nearly 3 years, less and less attention is being paid to HIV. However, HIV is still a global problem. In 2021, according to the United Nations, 38.4 million people were living with HIV. Over 650,000 died from AIDS-related illness, and 1.5 million became newly infected. Each year, on 1st December, the world commemorates World AIDS Day. People around the world unite to show support for people living with HIV and to remember those who have died from AIDS-related illness.
My name is Jackson Toya. I'm the Chief of Party for USAID Nuri Mtoto, which is a 5-year cooperative agreement being implemented by Path Kenya and funded by USAID. As a project, we work with adolescent girls and young women to be able to mitigate HIV impact in Homa Bay, Migori and Kisii. But specifically for today, we are here to commemorate the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, which is a period that we observe to be able to educate the community and also work with beneficiaries to ensure that we can bring the GBV agenda on the table and also ensure that we sensitize other stakeholders so that together we can come up with strategies to be able to support adolescent girls and young women and even boys to be able to avoid gender-based violence in the region. So today we are with a group of young women from...
Each World AIDS Day focuses on a specific theme, which this year is Equalize. Unite is urging each of us to address the inequalities which are holding back progress in ending AIDS. This year's theme joins a growing list of challenges that World AIDS Day has alerted people to globally. Led by different leaders in the country, on Thursday different counties held celebration to mark the World AIDS Day.
Maisha ni kama uyoga na dunia mzunguko, ukimwi hauui ukizingatia maagizo. Usimcheke mwenzio, usije kupata haya, umeshika maagizo, ukimwi kuzuia. Enyi watoto wa kike nawaeleza, ili mpate kuelewa, mimba za mapema jamani, ni kosa kubwa nasema. Mheshimiwa Simbarati akitoa ushauri mwema tushike, umeshika maagizo, ukimwi kuzuia. Hatari yake wajua, ugonjwa huu shetani, haujui kubagua, baba mama na watoto, tajiri masikini, kwa ukimwi sote sawa, umeshika maagizo.
Bungoma County being at the spotlight on gender-based violence, the county held its celebration Kibabii University, where the CS of Health, Madam Nahumicha, and county boss, Mr. Lusaka, graced the occasion. Let's end gender-based violence to reduce HIV transmission. Let's fight the disease, not people. Nerima Wekesa for Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
Thank you, Nerima. Now, Kenyans borrowed 408 million shillings from the Hustlers Fund within 24 hours of its launch by President William Ruto. Cooperative Cabinet Secretary Simon Chelugui on Thursday, December 1st, announced that the government had already disbursed the funds to the applicants. Further, Chelugui revealed that over 1.1 million Kenyans had registered for the funds. Through the funds, Kenyans can access minimum credit of 500 shillings. Let's get more of that story. Kenyans borrowed at least 408 million shillings from the Hustlers Fund barely 24 hours after it was launched on Wednesday, November 30th. Cooperatives and SMEs Development Cabinet Secretary Simon Chelugui said on Thursday morning on December 1st that the 408 million shillings was disbursed to some 1 million Kenyans.
Don't worry, guys.
The average number of transactions was 500 per second on Wednesday, dropping to 190 per second on Thursday.
You have entered the wrong pin. Ni kama nimekupea pin yangu mdosi.
The repayment period for President William Ruto's ambitious credit access kitty Hustler Fund will be 14 days.
Don't worry, guys. Mahasla hivyo ndo tunakuanga. We try again, sir.
The fund, launched on Thursday, will offer 4 different products, that is startup loans, micro loans, SME loans and personal loans.
Na ndio tukakubaliana na wao ya kwamba serikali ya Kenya itatengeneza hazina maalum ambayo itamwezesha mwananchi wa kawaida asiyekuwa na anwani ama address, asiyekuwa na hati miliki ya shamba ama kitu kingine chochote, mwenye hana logbook, mwenye hana ndugu ambaye anajulikana, yule mwananchi wa kawaida pia na yeye anaweza kupata pesa.
With a 14-day repayment period and an annual interest rate of 8% calculated per day, a customer who borrows 500 shillings will pay back 501 shillings and 53 cents after 14 days, representing 1 shilling and 53 cents in interest. If the loan is not paid back within 14 days, the customer's credit rating is affected and they are given an additional 15 days. If the loan is still not paid back, the interest rate increases to 9.5% per year. The Hustler Fund account is frozen and the borrower loses all accumulated credit scores after more than 30 days of default.
So, Your Excellency, basically, najua hapa ndio wanakuambia unaweza kopa tu 2,200.
There is also no CRB listing, so this default has no impact on the debtor's credit score with other lenders. The borrower who defaults may pay off the loan all at once or in installments, and after full repayment, they may borrow again.
Fund hii ama hazina hii, chanzo chake ni kwamba tulitembea sehemu nyingi ya taifa letu la Kenya, na kila sehemu wananchi wa Kenya walitua.
When a customer borrows, the approved loan is sent to their mobile money account, deposits 95% of it in their money wallet, and places 5% of it in their savings account. The 5% that goes toward the savings plan is split into 30% for short-term savings and 70% for long-term or pension savings.
It's a process, guys. It's loading.
Kenyans can access the Hustler Fund through a USSD code *254# and mobile app platforms offered by mobile network providers such as Safaricom, Airtel and Telcom.
Welcome to us. Register number one.
In case someone borrows the loan erroneously, the loan cannot be reversed and must be repaid. The loan is repaid through one's mobile money account. Additionally, a customer cannot borrow money using more than one mobile number because the ID number serves as the Hustler's Fund's unique identifier.
Kwa sababu sasa hatuna mambo ya lete title deed, lete logbook, lete security, lete guarantor. Hiyo mambo yote hakuna. Security, guarantor, hiyo mambo yote ni ile discipline utakuwa nayo katika kukopa pesa na kurudisha na kuendesha biashara.
You must opt out of the registered number if you need to register another one for the Hustler Fund. Additionally, savings are secure even if a mobile device is lost because the Hustler Fund account is PIN protected. Once the SIM card is replaced, access to the account will be restored.
Dear customer, your loan limit is cash 1,600. Pole Rigiji. Ya waziri Musalia ni mimi ninakuambia. Dear customer, your loan limit is cash 2,800.
For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, I'm Bushabi Junior.
Your registration request has been received. Please wait for confirmation message with the amount you qualify.
All right, and from Hustle's Farm Story, now moving on to the education news. A junior secondary school will be domiciled in primary school under the new system of education which has been approved by the president. The grade 6 learners will spend 3 more years in primary, that is grade 7, 8 and 9. The report also says grade 6 examinations will not be used for placement but will be a mere assessment.
Junior secondary is said to be domiciled in secondary schools. And I have a very simple question. 30,000 primary schools will exit grade 6 into grade 7. We only have 10,000 secondary schools. Is it logical that 30,000 primary schools can be accommodated into 10,000 secondary schools? It is practically impractical. Our position as Kenya National Union of Teachers, junior primary schools, and every other person will agree with us, should be domiciled in primary schools. In the same primary schools, we have teachers who are qualified to teach junior secondary schools. In primary schools, we have graduates, teachers holding master's degrees, and even PhDs. Nobody should tell us that primary schools don't have the requisite qualifications to teach junior secondary schools. Our position, and I want to repeat, we have actually laid down a research process that will lead us into knowing exactly the numbers of our teachers who can handle junior secondary schools, and they should be handled. I'm not saying a must. They should be handled in our primary schools. If anything, class 7 and class 8 are solid infrastructures in our institutions, up to and including central primary school. Don't we have class 7 and 8 in central primary school where we are today? Don't we have those classes here? So what we are saying, we don't want to go into wastage. We have proper personnel. We don't want to confuse parents. We want our junior secondary schools to be domiciled in primary schools. And if anything, let us refer to grade 7 and 8 and 9 as senior primary and not even junior secondary. Because we know the age of those children. So this is one thing that we must say with a lot of confidence, because we are the people in practice in teaching. We cannot be cheated anymore. And we want to say, for the smooth running of the education sector, the government should listen to Kenya National Union of Teachers, the representatives of teachers in this republic. Some people at some time told us, and I want you to listen to me keenly, that when we get to the office as presidents in this country, we shall do away with the CBC. Did you hear that? Was that not told to us? Then just recently, it is not CBC now being done away with, it is integrating CBC and another system. You cannot use two systems in education. It must be one. If you want to do away with CBC, tell us that you don't want CBC. If you want to maintain the 844 system, maintain the 844 system. But don't tell us that you want to integrate the two. Don't confuse us as teachers. We are professionals and we know what to do. The hybrid system of education cannot work in this country. Much as we accept that a teacher is a workaholic and can implement any other thing presented before him before her, the fact that we have low numbers of teachers and the shortage being 114,000, I want to say implementing CBC has been difficult for the teachers seated here. It has not been easy. We know the expectations of the enrollment and the teacher ratio to handle CBC.
And members of parliament will be smiling as they head for a 2-month recess after the National Treasury committed to disburse the National Government Constituency Development Fund NGCDF commencing December 9th. And the total allocation of 44.2 billion shillings for the financial year 2022-2023. The funds are set to be disbursed on a weekly basis, with the constituency set to receive a total of 2 billion shillings on a weekly business setting. Sharon Chepchumba brings us more.
Let's breathe in and breathe out.
Millions of Kenyans who depend on the National Government Constituency Development Fund NGCDF can now breathe a sign of relief after Treasury finally agreed to release the funds. In a communication to the National Assembly through Speaker Moses Wetangula, the Treasury says that after receiving advice from the Attorney General, it will be releasing 2 billion shillings weekly from December 9th.
Subject to the legal advice from the Office of the Attorney General, the National Treasury commits to disburse Kenya shillings 2 billion to the NGCDF every week.
Honourable members, as notified in today's order paper,
Minority Leader Opiyo Wandayi, who has been at the forefront fighting for the NGCDF, accused the executive of derailing the disbursement of the funds.
if this matter of NGCDF is treated in the casual manner we are treating it, you will thank me. Yes. This is a matter that has got the potential of sending nearly 90% of us home come 2027. Very, very eagerly to hear what the leader of majority has to say on that very important issue. Because if you make a mistake, and let me repeat this, members, if you make a mistake of leaving this house this evening on a recess without getting and taking when the money is going to hit your accounts in the constituencies, then you are dead and buried, literally speaking, Mr. Speaker. And that's a very serious issue, Madam Speaker, and I'm sure wherever he is that is responsible has heard us. It was a matter involving all members of this House coming up this morning, involving CDF. I want to let the members know that with the intervention of the Speaker, some of our members are here across the board, we were able to represent the members, we were able to postpone the issue, and we have a good breather to get our house in order.
Members of Parliament had threatened to boycott House business if the National Treasury failed to disburse the funds.
The supplementary budget is coming in few weeks' time, in 2 weeks' time. I want to plead with the House that we should not pass that supplementary budget if there is no CDF. That's the language the executive will understand. Parliament now must down their tools completely, if need be, until this matter of CDF is sorted.
The idea that the CS National Treasury is still seeking some advisory opinion from the Attorney General on this very straightforward matter is basically to take this House in circles. It's a circus, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, I want this House to stay firm and stamp its authority and demand that the National Treasury disburses the NGCDF funds in accordance with the Appropriations Act.
In short, Treasury has no reason at all, zero at all, Majority Leader, to delay up to today. There is no reason. Let them release funds and let them not talk about 2 billion.
If it will mean to have these NGCDF administered through the Parliamentary Service Commission, then so be it.
Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, I'm Sharon Chepchumba.
Thank you, Sharon. Now moving on, Central Organization of Trade Union COTU Secretary General Francis Atwoli on Thursday met President William Ruto and Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua days after he displayed signs of slowly shifting support from Azimio la Umoja One Kenya leader Raila Odinga. Atwoli is part of a delegation from the Luya community leadership who paid a courtesy call on the president at State House in Nairobi. The firebrand trade unionist was in Odinga's Azimio La Umoja camp in the run-up to the August 9th general election against Ruto's presidency, at one point going on record stating that Ruto will never succeed former President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Mimi niliambia nyinyi mapema mwaka 2014 nikawaambia William Samoei Ruto hatakuwa president wa Republic ya Kenya. Mpaka sasa ninashikilia huo msimamo. Na nyinyi tena mzee akikuja hapa mnakuja kumsikiza. Wachanzi sana nyinyi. Kumsikiza hata siku moja. Na mimi nataka kumwambia baba anaenda kuwa president. Mimi sisemi kitu haiwezi fanyika. Sisemi kitu haiwezi fanyika. Mimi sisemi kitu.
All right, and the Transport and Road Safety Authority, NTSA, has asked drivers to be careful and follow all the rules, especially when the festive season knocks on the door. Director of License, NTSA, Christopher Wanjawa, said that out of 4,000 people who are reported to have died due to accidents, 1,000 of them are related to border members.
Tukishirikiana na NTSA na shirika la watu ili kuweza kuwapa watu hawa wa bodaboda mafunzo ya kuweza kuwa na road safety, waweze kujilinda wanapokuwa kwenye kazi zao.
So we are working closely with all those stakeholders to ensure that this festive season the number of accidents reduces, and that's why we are here.
The aim of this event is to increase road safety. During this event, we will have here training area where all riders will be trained on road safety aspects by NTSA.
Naingia Desemba tukiingia makojao. Ile masala kama Mombasa tumepeana kipaumbele ni kwamba masala ya usalama wapi? Usalama barabarani. Kuhakikisha kwamba riders wanakuwa trained kwa masala ya barabara na riders wote wa Mombasa waende shule, wale wana vibali wapate vibali na wawe na insurance kwa pikipiki zao. Ndio wakati kumekuwa na shida inakuwa na unafuu ya kusaidiana. Kwa hivyo
and most of those above 1,000 were motorcycle riders, and that's why this stakeholder engagement and also sensitization is very important to this category of riders because of the numbers of fatalities happening in this sector.
Also, we will have first medical aid zone where all riders will be trained on how to provide first medical support if in case of any accident on the road or trauma. And then we have also our partner zones where they can repair the bike, where they can understand how to maintain bike properly.
Na kama bike zitapanda kwa kiwango hiki kikubwa hiki, hawa masla watashindwa na kazi na watarudi mashinani na watakuwa majambazi. Kwa hivyo tunaomba president aweze kuangazia hii mambo ya bikes, kuongeza interest, kuongeza ushuru kila wakati bikes zikiingia hapa katika port ya Mombasa. Kwa hivyo tunaomba hiyo ushuru kama hustlers tunasema mwanzo ya bike ishukishwe kama wakati wa Kibaki.
Kwamba wao ni kiungo muhimu sana. Na nadhani sote tumemsikia rais wetu akisema kwamba ni lazima sisi kama serikali ama kama nchi tuweze kubadilisha tabia yetu ya kuweza kukopa madeni ili tuweze kujikimu wenyewe kwenye utendakazi wa program zetu za kiserikali.
Aidha,
right now, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa is facing a possible impeachment threat over the Farmgate scandal. The president has been accused of covering up the theft of close to $500 million shillings from his farm in 2020, including kidnapping and bribing the burglars into silence. A leaked report from an independent panel has found that Ramaphosa abused his position and may have broken an anti-corruption law. He has denied wrongdoing and said the money was from selling buffaloes. The panel's findings have been handed to Parliament, which is set to examine them and decide whether or not to launch an impeachment proceeding next week. Ramaphosa is less than a month away from a conference which will decide if he can run for a second term with this ANC party in 2024.
Of December for consideration of the report by the National Assembly. The role of the National Assembly pertaining to this report is articulated in the rules. The House will consider the report, its findings and recommendations, and adopt a resolution through a single majority vote, whether a further action by the House is necessary or not.
All right, with that story from South Africa, let's take a quick commercial break. I'll be back with more news. Don't go away.
Getting correct content from TV has never been easier for many viewers. But with Maisha TV, we make it simple and accessible to access information. Education and entertainment at a button press on your remote control. And with our multimedia cool integration, you will never suffer again with low-level broadcasts around. We are professionally designed to work well on your TV screen. So now, let's get it on. Just choose it, watch it, and love it. Our viewers see a better tomorrow. Our viewers value education. Our viewers dream big. Maisha Television, broadcasting to the people who see a better tomorrow. Maisha TV, the Kenyan channel pushing information to Kenyan viewers through digital television platforms.
Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
News.
Thank you for choosing Maisha Television for this broadcast.
Information.
The classes were in a poor condition.
Cultural programming. Coming to you through all major broadcasting platforms. Special in-depth coverage from around Kenya. Exclusive reporting from all across Kenya and the continent. Maisha TV presents high-class programming, engaging talk shows from our studios and outside broadcasting on a wide range of issues with trending perspectives.
I'm really asking our guys who are behind the camera to look for that clip and then play that clip.
Telling Kenyan stories you won't hear elsewhere.
The most wicked sight in my life is to see his tongue hanging almost up to here.
Tangu corona ianze mwezi wa 3 tumekuwa na changamoto mingi.
Watching stimulating debates on a hot seat.
I guess. Wait, I don't know. Wait. Let me tell you why the No.
The latest happenings from around you on Maisha Prime. The Prime Talk shows connects us with realities of life. Hivi sasa, looking at your everyday life.
Wazazi wameweza kuwapa uhuru watoto wao
and local business, finance and investment.
Some levels of smuggling of sugar.
Maisha TV digital platform engages users everywhere through multimedia approach technology. A Maisha Television digital platform, your local and continental channel platform where you choose it, watch it and love it. This is the place where it all happened. The stories that continue to change our country.
And at present, we have got one student who is now at a BBC World Service working.
These are the faces we see.
Business studies.
Is Madam Susan Masaba.
Walter Busolo, Shem Bilembo.
The voices we hear.
Glad you're tuned in. You're still tuned in to Maisha TV. Now every day here on Maisha Prime News, we air feature from different schools across the country
that have revolutionized societies through education. This is who we are. One channel, one bulletin. Masomo News Live. Join us every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. for Masomo News Live, exclusive to Maisha TV.
Are you looking for a reputable technical institution to enhance your technical skills? Look no further. Kongoni Technical and Vocational College is an approved technical training institute by TVETA, a college committed to providing you with quality programs and services that will enhance and enrich your technical hands-on skills to meet societal needs. It is a top-rated technical and vocational college in provision of training, innovation, and action research in Kenya and beyond. We provide quality technical vocational training and research in collaboration with stakeholders to produce highly skilled and innovative human resource. We offer certificate in general agriculture, diploma in entrepreneurial agriculture, diploma in general agriculture, artisan in storekeeping, certificate in computerized secretarial, certificate in supply chain management, certified in information studies, certified public accountant, diploma in accounting, diploma in supply chain management, certificate in ICT, diploma in ICT, certificate in welding and fabrication, diploma in welding and fabrication, certificate in hairdressing and beauty, diploma in fashion design and clothing, certificate in fashion design and clothing, among many. Kongoni Technical and Vocational College is located in Likuyani Sub-County of Kakamega County, next to Likuyani Sub-County headquarters along Kitale Eldoret Road. For more information, contact us on 0721927458 or 0712114908. You can also send your application to PO Box 4530-205 Matunda or write to us on email to kongonitvc@gmail.com. Kongoni Technical and Vocational College, technology and innovation to meet societal needs.
Go is about thriving, reaching for the stars, pushing through your challenges, striving to be more, do more. It's about exploring new ideas, securely and safely, from the palm of your hands. Going at it together. Go inamin kupatana na mabeshte, kuwa independent na kuchase dreams, kuchangamka mapema na kuexplore, kuchallenge the ordinary, kufocus on future yenye unataka, to go for it. Tukigo pamoja, we can go further. We can grow and become something bigger than we ever thought we could be. Tukigo pamoja, we can discover a world full of possibilities. It's go time with M-Pesa Go.
The fighting voices, the distortions, the color and the flashy effects. But most of all, you can take away the lights, the misrepresentation that seeks to pull us apart, and then you can finally find out what is actually happening. And when you find that, then you will find Maisha Prime News, trusted, unbiased, authoritative.
The stage is set. The time is now. Credible news. It is prime news. Only on Maisha TV. Prepare for the beast. Informative. Authoritative. Unbiased. Welcome to Maisha News.
All right, welcome back. My name is Bushabi Junior, watching Prime News, and this is Maisha Television. Now, family from the Ugunja areas is crying for justice following the killing of their relative. It is alleged that Gabriel Waeke, who was a mason from the village of Imbaya, was beaten to death after selling his neighbor's trolley. His brother Stephen Ogutu claims that Gabriel was taken by one of their neighbors who beat him with a blunt weapon and then left him in critical condition. Ogutu saying that efforts to rush his brother to Ambira's sub-county hospital were unsuccessful as he died while receiving treatment. Now they want a quick investigation to be done and the perpetrators to be taken action.
Jioni hiyo Sunday ndugu yako amepatikana kwa njia kama amekatakatwa. Nikashangaa sana. Ni wale wametoka hapa na ndugu wangu ama ni kina nani? Dakika kidogo ananipiga simu kuja nyumbani ndugu yetu amekufa.
Sasa hatufurahi mpaka saa hii watu bado wako area, wengine nasikia wametoroka, sijui wametorokea wapi, lakini wengine wako. Bado inatuuma. Wamefanya kitu kama hiyo na hakuna kitu yote imefanywa na ripoti tumepeana. Hata jana tulikuwa kwa askari walituita, mimi bado sikuwa nimeandika statement, nikaenda jana na huyu semeji yangu tukaandikisha jana.
Ubaya walichukua sheria kwa mkono wao. Kwanza mimi ni mzee mtaa. Wangeleta kwangu na wangesema huyo yuko na deni yao, na baada ya kusema hivyo mimi ningeandikia hawa barua waende kwa chief. Jumatatu tuite hawa, yeye akubali kulipa pesa, yeye anaweza kuja kuchukua hata kwa chief. Ndio vile sisi tunafanyaka na chief kama mtu yuko na deni ya mtu.
Alright, and residents of the Rudi area located in Nyakach, Kisumu County participated in an exercise to plant trees to prevent flooding in the Nyando River, which causes damage and loss in their farms. Speaking at the event, the head of the Nyakach area, Peter Mutu, has called on the residents to plant trees in abundance to strengthen the dam following the president's order. Kisumu County Forest Officer Isaac Sabule said they aim to plant 5 billion trees in 5 years to prevent a landslides in the area due to floods.
Unfortunately, in our sub-county, the forest cover is very low. It is below 1%. I want to urge the people of Nyakach to ensure they have planted enough trees so that our forest cover can improve to at least 10% that is recommended by our forest officers.
This is a fight towards global warming. Another thing is food security and poverty eradication. So basically in Kisumu tunafanya mostly conservation forests along the Koguta Hills na huko milima huko Riatu huko, but majorly we are concentrating on farm forestry and riparian forestry.
Today we have 1 million seedlings. Half of it we are going to plant, and the remaining half will be donated to women groups and youths which we are having today. We want each household at least to plant 10.
Right now, and in Busia County government now wants the security department, religious leaders, and other stakeholders to be incorporated in the fight against the deadly Ebola virus. Busia County Health Officer Nelson Andaje discloses that a large number of Busia residents have little understanding and knowledge of the virus now spreading in the neighboring Uganda.
Mimi ningesema ya kwamba labda mambo haya yakiendelea namna hiyo, huenda kama kanisa tukarecommend mipaka ifungwe. Sisemi hivyo leo, lakini huenda ikiwa itaendelea, na mimi najua watu wa afya wako macho.
Si wagonjwa peke yao kutoka Uganda, kuna watu wengi wanatoka Uganda, kuna wafanyabiashara, kuna wasafiri na kuna hata wagonjwa pia wanakuja katika nchi ya Kenya. Sisi tumeweka mpaka, katika mpaka tuna screening, kuna maafisa wetu wa afya katika mpaka ambao wanafanya screening kuona kwamba kila mtu ambaye anakuja kutoka Uganda anakuwa screened vizuri kuona kama ana dalili ama ana chance ya kuwa na Ebola ama hapana, na ikipatikana kwamba ako suspect case basi anakuwa isolated na atahudumiwa. Changamoto ambayo tuko nayo ni kwamba screening hii tunafanya katika official crossing border ama tuna maeneo ambayo ni rasmi.
Sehemu yetu kwanza ni kufanya ile surveillance katika border, kuhakikisha kwamba watu wote ambao wanaingia kutoka Uganda wameangaliwa vizuri, wakiwa na zile symptoms za hiyo ugonjwa. Tunaweza pia kueleza wahudumu wa afya.
Now, a man has been sentenced to a 5-year jail term for throwing a woman off 12th floor of a building in Nairobi's Central District. Moses Njoroge was found guilty of causing bodily harm to Eunice Wangare, whom he met on Facebook on the 13th September 2020. In a ruling, magistrate Esther Kimelu said Wangare suffered serious pelvic injuries and she is still undergoing treatment. Wangare claims that on that fateful day, she traveled from her parents' home in Karura to meet the suspect in Nairobi's CBD on a first date, having only met virtually through social media platform Facebook.
Did the offense has brought an impact to the victim and her family. Accused is a first offender, although in denial of the offense. Section 234 of the Penal Code provides for life sentence in offense of this nature. However, taking into consideration the young age of the accused and his willingness to rehabilitation to work on his anger and alcoholism, the court is persuaded to sentence the accused person to serve 5 years imprisonment. You have 14 days right of appeal.
Right, and away from that, institutions and organizations have been challenged to promote and empower women in their male-dominated fields. Speaking during a workshop at the University of Nairobi, stakeholders said it's unfortunate that despite Kenya having a vibrant constitution, women representation is still way below in many organizations.
So women in the academy must reclaim the power to lead the world. And I'm saying this because we do not name the world, it is named for us. The underrepresentation of women in STEM holds particularly STEM fields, particularly in leadership positions, is a global development issue. A study by UNESCO reported that women in STEM areas of engineering and technology still remain a priority despite gains made in other fields such as health and environmental management.
You look at women who advance all the way, like in academia, to full professorship, you know, the number is very, very small. So what is the problem? Why do women just want to be, you know, at the lower levels? And yet, we'll complain when decisions are made that are not favoring us. So, again, something we are interrogating.
Equality and empowerment of women in the water domain, which is necessary in achieving water and sanitation for all. Let us have tangible actions that discourage norms and stereotypes that disadvantage women and girls from seizing available opportunities to excel.
And a community-based organization, Inua Jamii, under the banner Action on Sustainable Development Goals, is calling on the government to uplift women in grassroots by supplying them with funds. Let's have a look at that story.
Hii kikundi tulianza na tukaanza kutoa pesa zetu kwa mfuko ili tuanze kujisaidia sisi wenyewe. Tunaomba serikali kama president atushike mkono, kama wamama tuende mbali. Na tukiwa na president tukifika 2027 najua wamama watakuwa mbali.
Kama mama ashikamane pamoja na sisi diposa atusaidie kule mashinani. Kwa mfano tuko na chamba ambayo tumetoa ni kwa sababu ya kujenga boma ya watoto yatima. So tugeomba watushikilie diposa ile boma ya mayatima isimame, na hiyo chamba ambayo ni ekali kama 3 ifanye kazi, na wale watoto wasaidike wapate mahali wanayesaita nyumbani.
Pana wetu Mtula Kilonzo angalie, kuna wamama ambaye watoto wanafikisha miaka 4 hawaendi shule kwa sababu ya njaa. Hakuna maji, hakuna kitu, lakini tunangangana tu sisi wamama. Wafaa wakuje huko, hata wengine tunawalipia hiyo registration kwa sababu wako chini.
Na ningeomba Bwana President, tafadhali tushikilie Inua Mama mashinani ili tuweze kuinuka. Wamama tumefinyiliwa sana sana, na tukituinua tutafurahi.
Hii kikundi imefanya kazi mingi sana kule mashinani. Nimeona na macho yangu hao wamama wakipelekea wamama wale wengine wale wako kule chini chakula. Wengine hata wanasaidiwa kuletewa maji na mbuza, mtu anawekewa drum kama moja. Watoto wale wameacha shule, wamama wanakuja wanachanga pesa. Kama wale watoto sasa hivi wanafanya mtihani, kuna wale walikuwa wamekaa chini, au wamama wamefanya kazi wakawarudisha shule.
And police officers in Machakos County have warned the residents of the area regarding the sale of fake sandalwood oil. This is after the fake oil was caught in the area. The chief police officer of Machakos, Frederick Ikal, said that many cases of this fraud have been reported and they are continuing with the investigation. Now Ikal is banning the sale of sandalwood oil as it is not allowed in the country. Residents are asked to be careful.
Most citizens are defrauded or are being conned because of a few individuals who pretend to be selling sandalwood. First and foremost, I want to state here categorically that there is no hawking of sandalwood in the Republic of Kenya. It is illegal.
Alright, with that story, let's take another quick commercial break, but I'll be right back with more news. Don't go away.
Hii ni stesheni iliyochaguliwa kuwa bora zaidi na kupewa ushindi wa kuza na kitengo cha mawasiliano cha serikali.
And the winner is Maisha TV.
Maisha TV. Stesheni inayokuwa kwa kasi. Stesheni inayokujali mtazamaji.
You can trust the award-winning TV station.
Stesheni inayojali mwananchi wa Kenya.
Biashara imeanza kudidimia sana, unapata customer wanalia.
Stesheni inayotoa mafunzo, maelezo na taarifa kwa kina zaidi.
Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, Millicent Luamba, Maisha Prime News,
Maisha Prime, for Maisha Prime,
for Maisha Prime Education Segment, for Maisha Prime News.
Hii ni runinga ya Maisha.
Marker, take 3.
We are here to make your day. This is Maisha TV. Of course, the fastest growing TV station and the award-winning channel you can't miss out on educating, entertaining and informative shows. Women Talk, The Drift, Love Honse esi sample. Sos mi vida. Masomo News Live, Prime News, Maisha Kids, MTV Summons, musicals, politics, leadership and governance and many more. It's all here. On StarTimes, we are on channel 108, GOTV 808, and all free-to-air decoders. Social media too, as Maisha Television Kenya. You know what? Just choose it, watch it, and love it.
What would you want to be? A business executive? A building and civil engineer? A hospitality, fashion or tourism practitioner? A social worker? Then walk into Navaholo Technical and Vocational College and start your journey to the career of your dreams. We offer certificate and diploma courses from recognized examination bodies. Navaholo TVC has shown clearly in terms of performance academically, where all students who sat for exams in civil engineering and building technology pass, proving that it is actually a center of excellence in building and civil engineering. If you want to get your career going, then Navaholo TVC is the right place for you. You can apply for diploma or certificate course in building and civil engineering, electrical engineering, music studies, information and communication technology, social work and community development, agriculture and agricultural engineering, hospitality and institutional management, business studies, secretarial studies, among many. Apply now. Navaholo Technical and Vocational College is located in Bunyala Central Location, Navaholo Sub-County in Kakamega County. At Navaholo Technical and Vocational College, we also have computer laboratory, land survey room, library space, and administration offices. For more information, contact us on 0721 589977, 0721 589977, or you can email us to navaholotvc@gmail.com or info@navaholotvc.sc.ke Kakamega, or visit our website www.navaholotvc.sc.ke. Navaholo Technical and Vocational College, Center of Excellence in Building and Civil Engineering.
Maisha TV, your entertainment TV. Getting correct content from TV has never been easier for many viewers. But with Maisha TV, we make it simple and accessible to access information. education and entertainment at a button press on your remote control. And with our multimedia cool integration, you will never suffer again with low-level broadcasts around. We are professionally designed to work well on your TV screen. So now, let's get it on. Just choose it, watch it, and love it.
Alright, welcome back. You're watching Maisha Prime News. My name is Bushabi Junior, and this is Maisha Television. Let's get our education segment.
As the biggest economy in Eastern Central Africa, Kenya depends on quality knowledge to keep pace of socio-economic development. Kenya's substantive effort has ensured that the government allocate resources to cater for every child's education. One specific school uniquely positioned for this transcendent academic evolution is Machakusi Secondary School, headed by Mr. Oliambo, who now spearheads an academic evolution in Teso Central Sub-County in Busia County.
Majina ni Mr. Oliambo Ruben. Nilijiunga na hii shule mwaka wa 2019. Nikitokezea site Sabiiga. Nashukuru Mungu nilipofika kwa hii shule ambayo iko karibu kwa njia ya Busia Malaba Busia Road. Nilipokelewa vizuri. Nishukuru Mungu kwa sababu tangu nikuja hapa tumekuwa na mafanikio kadha wa kadha katika masomo. Hasa masomo, kwa sababu masomo ndio kitu kubwa sana katika mashule. Kama shule iko na hakuna masomo ya kutosha ama watoto hawana ufanisi katika masomo, ndini inakuwa ya kwamba shule haina objective mzuri. Kwa hivyo objective yetu ya masomo imekuwa mzuri, wanafunzi wameendelea kuimarika. Bila nilikuja hapa 2019, Mungu alituwezesha mwishowe tukapata alama ya A ambayo ilikuwa katika pekee katika wilaya hii. Na nashukuru Mungu kwa sababu hiyo tena ilichangiwa sana na board members. Kuna board chairman ule wakati alikuwa anaitwa Engineer Sidai. Huyo board member alitupeleka Mombasa, tukaogelea, tukajisikia vizuri kwa kibinjari, katununulia vyakula vyema, akatuhimiza. Tulikuja tukaweka mikakati na hiyo A ikapatikana.
The school principal says that the growth in academics is majorly anchored on discipline, an up-to-task staff, and supportive community, as well as both county and national governments.
When I came to this school, I found the infrastructure when it was a bit low. But by the grace of God, you have been able to put up the two classrooms. No, don't do that, 3 classrooms. You have been able to renovate the laboratory. I want to thank God currently through the sponsor of SECI and through the sponsor of the Ministry of Education. You have got a CBC class which has been put here. When you go to the other side, we find that there are some 2 classrooms which are being put there again. You go there, there's also a lab. I want to appreciate God for the government for through SECI, they have sponsored the 2 classrooms and a lab. When you look there, we have got a admin block which is ongoing. We appreciate that as time goes by, we are going to get enough funding to help us finish up the admin block. Now that admin block is being built so that at the end of the day, where I'm sitting now is a classroom. Where my dear is a classroom. Here, this is a classroom. Where the staff room is also a classroom. So we are hoping by the time we finish the admin block, we will be able to shift there and relieve these 3 classrooms to the students. Now our objective has been, when we come, our objective has been that we raise the population of this school. When I came here, I found the population at 425, but I'm happy to report now we are at 600. I found the school at 2 streams. I'm happy we are now full-fledged 3 streams.
With the help of the highly valued and dependable teaching staff, the school currently eyes an excellent academic performance in the coming KCSE exams.
My name is Frederick Epala Toriaka. I'm the Director of Studies of St. Mark Machakos Secondary School. So far, we are doing well. First, in terms of preparing our candidates, in most of the subjects, the syllabus is complete. In fact, we are just doing with the revision. Then I've also made to understand that there are those teachers who have gone back to the syllabus, that is from 1, from 2, to make a recap, to remind the learners maybe where they did not get information in those classes. So they are actually revising back the syllabus from Form 1 to the Form 4. And I want to believe before the end of this term, most of the teachers will have completed that revision Form 1, Form 2. So that when now we come back for third term, they will now be working on the Form 3, Form 4 syllabus to remind the learners. Then we have a program before the end of this term. These learners will take an exam, which before the end of the term, they do that exam. Teachers will carry the papers home, they mark. Immediately we come back from that short half term, so the short break, we will give back the results to the learners, revise those papers, and give another exam. Otherwise, as a school, and as maybe at the Department of Academics, we are very confident that this year we shall hit that target of 5.0.
But currently we are also having a very good board also, led by Mr. Erastus Jela. Just come from up here, Msimbi. He's a very good man. And what I can say about the board, they are focused on academics, very focused. And most of the things we are doing now is at their courtesy, because they are really encouraging us. So I want to appreciate them for supporting us academically, and I want to believe with their effort, with their support, we are going to go very far. I want to thank God for our academic chair. Academic chair is called, is a police officer. It's called Madam Joy. They are very able. I want to thank God for them. And our board have got various committees, and all the committees are very active.
For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, Education Segment, I'm Bushabi Junior.
And now from Education Segment, let's have our daily business feature, My Hustle, My Story by Anthony Osundwa.
Now welcome to My Hustle, My Story. Remember, this is Maisha TV. You can always follow us on Facebook and YouTube. That is Maisha Television Kenya. Instagram and Twitter at Maisha TV KE. And today we are privileged because we are focusing on the Bank of Luyas. You know, when we talk about a posho mill and the business of posho mills, then we are basically talking about the Bank of Luyas, what people like, what Luyas like at most. And it is not all about Luyas only. Nowadays, it is everyone likes this thing called unga, this thing called flour, and this thing called ugali. So kidogo utatueleza unaitwa nani na haswa we mwenyewe nini haswa kinakufanya kae na upende hii biashara ya kufanya kwa posho mill?
Kwa majina naitwa Emmanuel Kipchumba Mwaya.
Mi napenda posho minju, ni pecha nakula, ni pecha navaa. Kazi ni kazi. Na ukiangalia kazi hauwezi survive. So posho mini iko na challenge fulani, na iko na vile unaweza kaa maishani mwako kesho kuliko uende uibe.
Biashara yenu iko located wapi, na haswa mbona pia mka make sure mna locate hapa na sio labda place nyingine?
Hii inaitwa Imani Posho Min, iko Mseno, na tuliona tukuje juu watu wamezoea hii unga nyingine huko, lakini sasa hivi tuko digital. So hii tinga yetu hata stima kama imepotea, hata kama mmoja kama stima imepotea mnaweza jionea. Sisi sasa hivi tuko na wateja wengi, na watu sasa hizi ugali nyingine waliacha, ugali ni hii. Na sasa chenye watu wanapenda hii tinga yetu ni bei nafuu. Hii tinga nyingine they see the same na sisi. Sisi tunajali wananchi. Yeah.
Labda umeongelea about ugali yenu si labda kama ugali nyingine. Labda nyinyi mnashaga grade 1 ama normal ama nini?
Sisi tunashaga grade 1 number 1. So kuna watu wengine hata bila hii hawezi mtu anakataza na kuambia mimi siwezi kula ugali kama sio hii. So tushawazoea, mtu anakuja hata kama steam imekuwa, mtu anakuambia waache unga ikae hapa, nitakuja kuchukua unga kesho.
Na Emmanuel, umezungumzia swala la hii biashara. Labda kuna challenges zozote ambazo nyinyi mnapitia katika hii biashara ya aswa?
Challenge ni stima. Challenge tu ni stima peke yake. Kama stima imepotea, unaweza kaa hata 1 week. So hii kama una saving kwisha. Kama unapata pesa kutumia for kesho utakuwa na shida. So lazima usave. Ukisave itakusaidia kesho. Kwa mfano kama jana stima ijakuwa siku 2. Hasa ni imagine umetumia pesa yote kwa nyumba itakuwaje? Na challenge nyingine tena hii tinga unga. Hiyo unga inapokuendea mwilini, kama uendi kuona daktari ama sengine utumie maziwa ama utumie dawa, uweze survive.
So kuna effect ambayo hii unga ambayo inakuendea pia inakuletea.
Inakuletea. Kifua inajaa. Kifua ishajaa hauwezi fanya kazi. Huyo unga inakuwa. Kama mimi hapo crash unga hivyo, hiyo unga yote inaniendea kwa mwili. Ikiniendea hivyo kwa mwili, sasa ni shida. Mpaka lazima nikunywe maziwa, nikule vizuri.
Naam. Kidogo muongeleze zile challenges. Je, ombi lako kwa serikali kuu ama serikali ya county, ungependa labda hii serikali iweze kuwasaidia na nini haswa ndio mkuwe na wakati rahisi wa kufanya hii kazi yenu?
Naomba serikali ya kwamba ikitusaidia ituajiri kwa vijana, sengine itusaidie kama vijana, sengine kama sisi sengine tumeajiriwa. Na sengine kama serikali inaweza tupea tule tinga nyingine kama sengine hii kuna tinga nyingi haega ingine kwa hapa. So naona kama kuna challenge, kama watu huko chini wana tinga. Mtu anatoka huko chini ana tinga anakuja huko. So naona hapo ndo challenge, na hapo ndo hii tinga inapendwa na watu wengi. Watu wanatoka mbali mpaka huko chini kwa lokosa huko chini kote wanakuja paka huko. So serikali naomba wakitusambazia hizo tinga tuko sawa. Hizi za local watu wazipendi juu tulishatoka kwa hiyo analog tuko digital.
Naam. Kuna wanabiashara wengi tu ambao labda wanapitia challenges, na pia kuna vijana ambao labda wameogopa kufanya kazi, labda wako wanajihusisha na mambo mengine, wizi, utumiaji wa madawa na vitu kama hizo. Lakini wewe kibinafsi kama Emmanuel umeamua kukuja hapa ufanane hivi, lakini uhakikishe ya kuwa siku inapoisha uko na kitu chako kwa mfuko na pia uko na kitu chako kwa sahani. Ushauri wako kwa vijana wenzako, ungewashauri wafanye vipi?
Mimi kwanza before nikuje tinga siku nafanya hii kazi, na kwambia nafanya hii tinga. Mimi nilikuwa nafanya kazi ya security. Mimi ni mlinzi, lakini nilipata accident nikaamua kuliko tena nirudi huko, mwenzangu aliuliwa. So nikaona kuliko nirudi huko, acha nifanyaje? Acha so ningeambia kwa vijana usichukue kazi. Hata zingine kama ni journalist singine umeona sijapata kazi saa hii, usikimbilie kazi ukasema kazi hii tu ati ndisomea hii ufanye hii. Na vijana hii dunia hata ukianza walifu useme uende walifu, the same umepeleka mwenzako hapa chini, hata wewe inakungoja. So hii hapo chini unapopeleka mwingine hapo chini, ujue pia wewe utafanyaje, utenda hapo hapo. So nimekwambia vijana tusichague kazi, kwa mjengo jitume. Mimi nafanana hivi, kesho asubuhi utaniona vinafanana. Nitakuwa nimeoga tena saa kidogo tena naona kifanana hivi. So mimi ninja tunajituma, Kazi ni kujituma. Usingoje mimi nitoke hapa nikutafutie pesa, wewe ukuje uniibie. Iwezi kusaidia. Ndio utaniua je, lakini ushaniua, wewe utaenda wapi? Jiulize, je, utaishi ikiwa hata Kibaki alikufa, nani alikufa? Wewe ni nani? Ulikuwa una nini? Unatafuta kwa mwenzako, na mwenzako akutafutie. Sasa wewe ndio mjinga.
Now, that has been the story of my hustle, my story. Remember, you're watching Maisha TV, and today we've just been privileged to talk to one of the vijanas ambao wamejituma sana katika huu ulingo wa kufanya kazi. He is proud of this work, and forever he says he will be proud as long as at the end of the day he's making something in his pocket, he's bringing something on his table, then he is okay with it. What about you? As you're watching, make sure you also engage in one or the other in any of these hustles to make sure that we are building our economy of tomorrow. My name is Anthony Osundwa. Keep watching Maisha TV.
Alright, thank you, Anthony, for that. You've just heard the latest news. Again, this is Maisha Prime News with news based on facts, news with no bias, delivering to you nothing but the truth. This has been Bushabe Junior bringing you the latest news around Kenya and beyond. Thank you for being with us. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your viewing.